Rebecca Mim, who is the pastor at Fleming Presbyterian here in Fairmont, West Virginia, brought up a wonderful thought today as I was talking to her. She said there are so many positive things happening in our world, and it's a good thing to concentrate on those positives. God always gives us some glimpse of hope in our world. And so one of the positives in my life is that I'm able to work up here in my home office. It has a wonderful view of Fairmont, and I decided to wait until the sun went down so you could see downtown Fairmont lighting up there in the distance. It's a little bit hard to pick it out right now, but unfortunately tonight it started to rain. So maybe the view isn't quite as beautiful, but it does change, and it is really, to me, it's gorgeous at any time. It's a beautiful city. Well, GMA, Good Morning America, had a program about 3 days ago that talked about the positive things happening during our social distancing. They had wonderful things on there. Children and grandparents dancing together, people thanking hospital workers and other essential workers in very creative ways. A lot of people smiling. Children, there was one with a grandmother and her grandchildren playing a game through the glass screen door. It was a very uplifting program. And the internet has been real fun. Facebook's been great. Some funny humor, people looking at things in a positive, honest, hilarious way, and talking about the good things that people are doing for one another also. Well, there was another site that talked about 10 positives that are happening right now in homes. And I love these things. I agree with most of them. One of them, we've been forced to slow down. My life was going at breakneck speed. Slowing down's been a very good thing for me. It's given me some time to think. We're connecting more with our families now, even if our families are far away. I'm talking to my children more. I'm watching them on Facebook. I'm making sure they're okay. There's schooling going on in every household that has a child. And in a lot of them, rather than sitting them down and doing an hour of math, an hour of English, an hour of science, they're doing it creatively throughout the day. Baking is great for math and science. As we go about our daily life, some kids are getting the advantage of learning what their skills can be used for. Not just facts in a classroom, but actually used in their daily lives. I've always said that my children, I took them on historical vacations every year. I think they learned more on vacation than they did sometimes during the year. They were actually able to see the White House, and so it made more sense to them. We're all breaking our routines. That's been a good thing too. Although I didn't have a very strict routine. My routine changes a lot. But there are a lot of you that work 9 to 5, and you're not working 9 to 5 anymore. You're finding alternate hours. You're maybe working different times of the day. I'm finding myself working in the evening quite often now. A lot of my meetings are in the evening, and it's not a problem. I don't have to go out of the house in the dark. I can have the meeting sitting in my living room. Those are good things. A lot of us are more productive than we've ever been, but then I think there are others of us who are less productive during this time. Just kind of depends on what's going on at home. You know, I think it's true, the more we have to do, the more we get done. And so those of you with children are probably finding your days being very productive in a lot of different ways. I think a lot of families are playing more board games and reading. reading more. I know I'm reading a lot more than I have been in the past. Enjoying the time to read. One interesting positive, had not thought about. Apparently, a lot of families are letting their children be bored. I can remember being bored growing up, and I can hear my mother's voice. She would say, well, if you can't find something to do, I will find something for you to do. And of course that meant work, and so I would go find something to do. Hadn't thought about it, but a lot of kids probably have such busy schedules that they don't know what it is like to creatively fill their time or find something to do. And this expert was saying that's good for kids to have some boring time. A lot of us are decluttering. I'm taking advantage of that. I'm home more. I can take something up the stairs or bring something back down that might have laid there for a while. Decluttering the house is a good thing. Many of us are enjoying a little less full schedule. We're not able to do the things that we did do, and it has forced us to maybe read more, to stay home a little bit more, to have Sabbath time. God commanded that the seventh day be a day of rest, and that's Sabbath, and that's to rejuvenate the body, that's to rest the brain, which, interestingly, if everyone took Sabbath time, it would also give a Sabbath to our environment, a day of no fuel being burned, pollution less oil, gas being used. And that is another effect of our coronavirus, our social distancing. We're driving less, and our environment is enjoying it more. We tend also to waste less food when we're cooking at home than eating out in a restaurant. Well, I hope that everyone is able to look for the positives right now. And I hope that we keep some of these positives when we come out of our social distancing. I'm a little disappointed when I hear blame game and I hear the fighting over when we should open and not open, and all the discussion that is very critical. I wish that we could look for the positive and learn to dialogue more. But in the meantime, I pray that you have a little peace, have a little bit of Sabbath, and that you stay healthy. Bye now.